So let's take a few minutes to talk about Donald Trump's Georgia state election crimes, because there have been a couple of developments over the last 24 hours or so. One, there's been a pretty thorough analysis published of the crimes Donald Trump committed in Georgia in trying to steal the election. And two, and probably more importantly, Donald Trump just admitted to those crimes, again, out loud. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Well, Donald Trump has done it again. He's admitted out loud that he engaged in criminal conduct. This time at his recent hate rally, when he admitted to engaging in election crimes in the state of Georgia. So let's talk in a minute about why it is Donald Trump seems entirely willing to admit his criminal conduct out loud. But first, let's talk in a little bit more detail about his Georgia state election crimes, because there was a paper that was just published analyzing those crimes. It was published by the Brookings Institution. It's a more than 100-year-old think tank here in Washington, D.C., and they analyze national and international policy issues. And if you're not familiar with the Brookings Institution, here's their mission statement. Its stated mission is to provide innovative and practical recommendations that advance three broad goals: strengthen American democracy, foster the economic and social welfare, security, and opportunity of all Americans, and secure a more open, safe, prosperous, and cooperative international system. And the Brookings Institute just published a more than 100-page long paper analyzing the evidence that has been publicly reported to see if that evidence constitutes violations of the state election laws in Georgia. And let me just give you the top line conclusion of a paper that is very well researched, very well argued, meticulously detailed. Here's the top line conclusion. Quote, "We conclude that Trump's post-election conduct in Georgia leaves him at substantial risk of possible state charges on multiple crimes." And they list those crimes. They include interfering with primaries and elections, intentionally interfering with performance of election duties, conspiracy to commit election fraud, and many others, more than a dozen crimes, misdemeanors and felonies alike. And hopefully, Donald Trump's recent admissions that he committed crimes in violation of Georgia state election laws will give Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis even more ammunition to bring criminal charges against Donald Trump for violating the laws of Georgia. So let's turn to what Donald Trump said at yesterday's hate rally. Yesterday, Donald Trump said out loud that he had pressured the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, to hold a special election, after Donald Trump lost the presidential election, because, he needs a redo. He needs a do-over. So in essence, what he admitted to was trying to recruit the governor of Georgia to help him corruptly steal the Georgia election. Now, we've heard different variations of this before. Donald Trump admitting to wrongdoing, admitting to criminal conduct out loud. Why does he continue to do it? Well, a few reasons. First of all, it has worked well for him thus far. He makes all kinds of admissions of criminal wrongdoing, and still no charges in Georgia, no charges in New York, no federal charges, no charges in any other jurisdiction. So what lesson has Donald Trump learned? Let's see. I can admit to doing crime and I'm not indicted. admit to criminal conduct, no charges. Why wouldn't he keep it up? Second reason, maybe some people think that because he's saying it out loud, it must not be a crime. Or maybe because he is saying it out loud, Donald Trump, doesn't think it's a crime, so he lacks criminal intent. Yeah, those dogs won't hunt either. Let's assume I robbed a bank. And then I ran around saying, hey, I robbed the bank, robbed the bank, robbed the bank. No criminal intent here. I didn't do anything wrong, just robbed a bank. Yeah, make that argument to a jury, and you're going to be laughed into a guilty verdict in no time flat. So another reason that Donald Trump continues to talk out loud about his own criminal conduct is that when you're the first one to talk about or to disclose potentially damaging information, well, then you can sort of frame what people think about it. You can frame the public's perception of the information, at least to a degree. In prosecutorial circles, we call that drawing the sting. And drawing the sting can be used for good or for evil. The way prosecutors use it, the way I used to use it when I was trying cases, was if I had a witness who had some information, some evidence that was unhelpful to my case, I made sure I was the first one to present that to a jury. I didn't want the defense attorney to first spring that on the jury during cross-examination. I'll give you a quick example. If I have a witness to a murder who, when first interviewed, he lied to the homicide detective, said, I didn't see the murder, and then ultimately told the truth, admitted I did see the murder, and it was my best friend who committed it. Well, everybody can understand why somebody might be reluctant to identify and testify against their best friend. So I would front that information to the jury. I would make sure I was the first one who told the jury about how the witness first lied and didn't want to identify his best friend as the killer. That's called drawing the sting. Now, Donald Trump uses a version of that, drawing the sting. He's the first one to talk about his own criminal conduct. He tries to frame the public perception. He tries to dupe everybody into thinking, well, I guess he didn't do anything wrong because he's talking about it openly, when in fact, he's only duping the gullible, right? His supporters, his base, at least the people who are still with him for reasons that are very hard to understand. But who is he not fooling? Well, he's not fooling District Attorney Fani Willis, who's investigating his Georgia state election crimes. He's not fooling us. And ultimately, he won't fool a jury when a jury is sitting in judgment on Donald Trump's crimes. Yeah, he won't fool a jury because the jury will understand that justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.